Ha ha! Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy freaking Monday to each and every one of you. What an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. So, Flare Networks announces that they are going to continue the FXRP testing on Songbird indefinitely. That's big news. That's big news. Upgrades to the protocol. This is big news. Still going to do FDoge. Still continue with FDoge. Still going to eventually get to FBTC as well. Testing indefinitely is big. They get there. They get it. They get it. They got to get it. They got to improve it. They got to make things better. They get it. I love it. I love it. Now I don't know about the RFLR. I don't know how that's working. I don't know how that's working. I don't know. But they're going to continue to the minting and redeeming for FXRP. Absolutely love that. Love to hear that. I might get hey, Pookie, I might get a mint and redeem in there. I might be able to get one now. I may be able to sneak a little minting of some XRP over there. Yeah, I may be able to do it. We'll see. We're going to see about that. Hey, listen, AI and Flare networks. I'm going to share a very interesting conversation that I had with Grok V3 about Flare networks. I'm telling you, I haven't posted it on X yet. I haven't posted it on X. I haven't posted. I said I was going to share it for my guy Dark Horse, but I haven't shared it. Maybe I'll share it with you guys live. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will do that. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button on the way in. That would be really, really, really awesome if you can do that. You know how we do? We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. Let's see if we can make that happen. Let's see if we can get 100 likes in this live stream. That would be awesome. 100 likes. Let's go. Let's make that happen. That would be really, really cool. A lot of cases being dropped by the SEC, interestingly enough. Interestingly. Let's go. This is going to be really good. This is going to be really, really, really good for crypto 2025. I'm telling you, the digital asset space is going to boom. Why am I getting these notifications? Why am I getting these notifications? I don't know. I don't want these notifications. I don't want them. What's going on, DJ? How are you, bro? Appreciate you checking in. Look, the market is crashing a little bit, isn't it? But it's just doing what the market does. It really is just doing what the market does. We set it 93K to 103K, 93K Bitcoin to 103K Bitcoin until we get that liquidity injection, which is coming. The Fed's going to pivot. M2 liquidity, global liquidity. Look, it's coming. It's going to have to be patient, weather the storm, but it is coming. The signal has already been put out in the FOMC meetings. It's been put out. The signal's been put out. It's coming. You just gotta be patient. 40 acres homestead. What's going on, man? Man, how much longer before this thing gets going? I know, bro. I know. I like that 40 acres homestead. What you know about the Homestead Act, bro? What you know? What you know about the Homestead Act of 1863? What do you know? What do you know, bro? What do you know about that? Tell me a little something, something. So listen, the market is doing what the market does. We'll go over the numbers. A lot of interesting stuff on X. Yeah, Dark Horse has not responded to any of my posts. I'm wondering why. So stay tuned tomorrow. It looks Tuesday. It looks like I'm going to be getting on some X spaces with some Flare community people. Uh, I think it's supposed to be at 11 a.m. Central Time. I think that's the word. I think that is the word on the street. Um, yeah, I think it's 11 a.m. Central. I'm getting on the Twitter spaces with Steven and just Whale 589. Whale 589 as well. 40 says 40 acres homestead says I know about, but I still believe. Huh. Huh. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, it's interesting. I just discovered the other day. It's so fascinating. I used to do some marketing around the Homestead Act of 1863, some business marketing. And way back yonder. And interestingly enough, I began my research it on YouTube from a high school teacher. This is a very, very good video. High school teacher. And he was a high school social studies and history teacher. And he had shared how he was angry because he had been hoodwinked and bamboozled in his education, that they had lied and misled. And so that's how I began my research into that. But just a couple of days ago, 40 Acres Homestead, a video of Martin Luther King showed up in my feed. And it had me thinking this dude must have been watching some of my marketing videos. Because he literally said the same thing that I was saying. It was interesting to see that. Very, very, a lot of people don't know. Like a lot of them are, the idea of history and the truths in history that get omitted from the books, from the study books. It's alarming once you discover that. It really is. All right, so let's get back into this crypto thing. Let me refresh CoinGecko to find out what is good. Oh yeah, I did a little comparison of this mantra chart. I'm gonna share this with you guys as well. So let me leave that there for now. Let me leave that with you. And Flare Networks chart, just for people to kind of get the big picture, who seem to just don't understand the bigger picture. Just don't seem to get it. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the CryptoCeej, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're at a mad dash to 9,000 subs this month into February. And I know we can get there 60-something subscribers away. And especially, I know we can get there with your help. So do me a favor. If you've been enjoying the hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let's make that 9,000 sub thing happen. We can do it for sure. As we celebrate this market sideways range, as we celebrate the SEC continuing to drop and or pause cases, as we celebrate just a pro crypto administration and Congress. Like, come on already. Like, come on already. Flare Networks and AI, if you know, you know. We're going to get into that. I had a little combo with Grok V3. Some of you will get that insight. That was a little insider thing. I had a little combo, if you know about AI and combo, with Grok V3. And this Grok V3 was asking my input. Grok V3 was asking my input on Flare. Data is the new oil, inflation mechanism. It was asking for mine. What are your thoughts? It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see that. I'm going to share it with you guys before I post it on X. How about that? Since you guys tuned into the live stream, I'm going to share with you guys before I post this conversation on X. How about that? That's a way of saying thank you. D-Dre, yeah, indeed. So, guys, do me a favor. Let me get this live chat going on. Hit the like button on the way in. That'd be super cool. As well, I appreciate you guys being here. Listen, Flare Networks and AI is a big deal. I'm going to share the conversation between Grok V3 and myself. It was really, it's very, very, very fascinating. A lot of stuff going on X here. I'm going to share, some troubling news involving U.S. Treasury and gold holders. A little troubling, a little troubling. A little troubling. Thank God we got this Doge thing going on with the Department of Government Efficiency. And because it makes the other things that we thought were conspiracies, not so much. Because Doge is exposing a lot of the fraud, not just fraud, waste, and abuse, but the hoodwinks and bamboozle perpetrated on the American people. It's alarming. It is definitely alarming. So let me go over the numbers on CoinGecko. Then I'll share, and then later I'll share the mantra chart. I think that's the way to do it. So let me go over here to CoinGecko and refresh this thing here. Let's get the overall market cap, not just the mantra chart. Now, did I share? I think I shared the mantra chart in comparison with the flare chart in the video. I did a recorded video yesterday, if you want to see that. But all right, so cool. Man, this market is something right now. Okay, my little Kaito tokens are up 25%. That's cool. The little airdrop tokens. All right, let me share this share this CoinGecko chart with you guys real quick. Oh, 247 for XRP. Whoa, 240 something. 247. Whoa, I gotta check something real quick. Let me do this. Let's share, because share it. That's fair. Share this CoinGecko chart. Go over these numbers. 247. Dry powder is, my gosh. All right. Are we sharing? Yeah. Bitcoin below 95. Good night. All right. So according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is down 3.3% and is at $3.23 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is over 60%. Bitcoin is trading at $94,964 again. And on a 30-day, Bitcoin is down 9.3%. Ethereum is trading at $2,672 again. And on a 30-day, Ethereum is down 20%. XRP is trading at $2.47 again. And on the 30-day, XRP is down 21%. Solana is trading at $154. And on the on the 30-day, Solana is down nearly 40%. Dogecoin is, look at that, better than 4 for a dollar, trading at 22 cents, and is down 35.9%, 36% on the 30-day. Is Sui under $3? The beloved Sui, almost there, $3.05. Trading at $3.05. And on a 30-day, Sui is down 26%. Man, that is the market, fam. And the market is doing what the market does. This range is something. You gotta 40 acres, you gotta strengthen your resolve, right, in this market these days, because it's tough. Everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting for when moon. Inkpen 27, peace, CJ. Peace, bro. What's good with you, Inkpen 27? It's been a minute, my friend. Appreciate you checking in on this Monday morning. Still morning here, Central Time Zone. How about that? That is pretty cool. So, still ranging, liquidity incoming. If you listen to Real Vision Crypto and you pay attention to Julian Patel, it's coming. The liquidity is coming. The charts, everything is lining up. The numbers are showing it's coming. The liquidity that we need for risk assets to perform well, it's coming. The Fed's going to pivot. The other central banks are in collusion because they have to, right? The debt has to roll over. They haven't figured out a way to solve it yet. Not yet, anyway. So, yeah, it's coming, man. It is definitely coming for sure. I have to check something here because this is a little on the alarming side right now with this market. I have to check and I have to check something real quick to see if it's OTE. Should I do that? Let's do that. All right, there it is. Nothing was there. I'm gonna do something real quick here while we wait for more people to hop into the stream. Check something real quick. So again, happy Monday to each and every one of you. An amazing time, I believe, to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. Listen, my friends, you and I, we're playing a game that 99.99% of the masses, well, they don't even know the game is being played. How can you win it if you don't even know it's being played? But we do. And if you're paying attention, we are winning. If you're paying attention, it may not feel like it in that wallet yet, But if you hold assets, as opposed to holding the inferior money and its monetary policy, if you hold digital assets as opposed to holding dirty, nasty fiat and inferior money and an inferior monetary policy, I know it may not feel like it, but I promise you, you are winning. You are winning. Did I not deposit that 500 bucks? This is looking like I didn't deposit the 500. A little strange. All right, let me connect this here real quick. So, I mean, think about that. You hold digital assets, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, FLR tokens, Songbird tokens, as opposed to holding the inferior fiat dollar and its failed monetary policy. It's failed monetary policy. You are winning. You understand? You are winning. All right, so I'm checking here just to make sure everything is good, and it's better than what I suspected it to be for sure. I should just deposit that, huh? Let me make sure this is. Let me see something. Let me see. Let's do this. Oh, it is there. Wait a minute. I did deposit it, right? Yeah, it is there. I thought I deposited it. See something. Oh, No, I didn't deposit it. What did I do? I have to look into that. Well, anyway, I found an extra 500 bucks that I didn't realize I have. It's kind of cray-cray. It's kind of cray-cray in the streets when that happens. All right, so let me do this. Let me get rid of this Chrome browser, because the Chrome browser just really weighs down the laptop. Chrome, man, it's resource heavy. It's resources heavy. Pookie says, listening in at the gym. Awesome, brother. How about that? Did you hear about that FXRP minting testing for on Songbird has been extended indefinitely? I may be able to get some minting and redeeming time, Pookie. I just took all my Songbird off of there. You know, the collateral, I just took it off. But I may be able to get in where you can fit in now. Oh, you didn't hear about that? Yeah. Flare Networks put that announcement out. We're going to share that as well. All right, so listen, guys, I went over the market. And again, it's just doing what it does. Let's go over the big news from Flare Networks. Shall we? Let's get into it, Inkpin 27. All right, let me see. Silver Degen. Tim Rowley said it. I mean, do I have anyone else who mentioned it besides Tim? Whale 589. Yeah, let's see here. Is this it? There it is right here. Flare Networks. There it is. FXRP on Songbird, the wind down update. Community-driven F-assets testing on Songbird has provided highly useful learnings about the F-assets protocol, leading to a planned extensive upgrade of the protocols, termed F-assets V2. In order to maintain a test bed for these planned upgrades, whilst V1 F-assets are operational on Flare Networks mainnet, and combined with constructive feedback from F-asset agents and the various security programs participating, we will be continuing FXRP testing along with FDoge and the upcoming release of FBTC on Songbird indefinitely. So this sounds like to me, not only FXRP, but FDoge and the upcoming release of FBTC will all three will be indefinitely. That's what it sounds like to me. Wind down dates of any of the three assets on Songbird will be specified at a later time with sufficient advance notice. Right now, testing is going to continue for all three. The previous wind down and redemption notice for FXRP can be disregarded. And participants are free to continue testing the minting, redeeming of FXRP and providing Songbird to the FXRP agent collateral pools. More to come, and thank you. So I'm loving that, Pookie. I'm loving it. I might get a mint and redeem in. Oh, you guys hugging up all the minting and redeeming. That's right. Flare knows what they are doing. Indeed. I said smart move. I forgot to share my little comment. Where's my little comment? My little comment on here. I said such a smart move. Such a smart move. Thanks for keeping us in the loop. Nebuchadnezzar says, looking forward to Monero and Litecoin. Monero and Litecoin. That would be interesting to see that happen. So that is some big news right there. They're going to continue the testing, allows us to do more FXRP minting, redeeming, and Bitcoin and Doge as well. I think that is smart to do it. Smart. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. If you didn't get a chance to do so yet, no worries. No worries. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash the like button. I need to put this thing over here in the middle. Go smash the like button and then come back and hang out with the CryptoCeej and family. So listen, that's good stuff in my view. It's good stuff. Continue the testing is smart. We're gonna planned upgrade, this upgrade that they're gonna be doing. Planned upgrade is a big deal. It really, really is a big deal. So V2, they're gonna do the upgrade of the protocols. That'll be awesome to see what's going on for sure. So that's big news. I can't wait to, I'll put some more collateral over there. And I only put like 50 bucks of Songbird over there. I needed some collateral to try to mint and redeem. So I'm going to do that again. This is big. It's important. It's smart in my view. It really is smart in my view. So when do I want to share? When do you guys want to hear about the conversation between me and Grok V3, which is, Twitter's AI? When do you guys want to hear that? Do you want to hear some more of this crypto news first? Or do you want to hear that first? Because I got some interesting stuff about finally people are waking up to the central banking system. Finally, some people are just waking up. It's a big deal. This Worm 226 had a long thread about the potential flares, real-time data for Internet of Things sensors. Flare state connectors enables seamless integration with the Internet of Things. So AI and Flare networks is going to be a big deal. It really is. Let me share this real quick. How about this? Few are noticing DeFi summer is quietly unfolding on new alt layer ones. Sonic is breaking new all-time highs in TVL, formerly known as the Phantom Chain. Andre Cronje is doing it on Sonic. Eclipse is taking off pre-token generation event. Meanwhile, Flare Networks is heating up with 80 million in TVL, mostly in RWAs and liquid staking. That data came from Into the Block. Flare Fair is fueling the ecosystem with 1.47 million wallets already in the game. Top DeFi protocols: Clearpool, Scepter, SparkDex, Kinetic, and Blaze. Blaze Swap. I shared with you guys the other day, Clearpool's got some massive TVL over there. Because we did a little, we provided some lending over there, didn't we? Yeah, we got involved on Clearpool. It's kind of cool to do. And the next catalyst, F Assets launch in mid-March, enabling secure cross-chain bridging. The ecosystem can easily achieve 200 million TVL with inevitable massive inflows. More apps will come for the network effect, smooth UX, and liquidity on Flare. The flywheel is turning. 100%. And again, if you know, you know. You got to get it. AI and Flare networks is going to be absolutely massive for sure. And a lot of people don't understand it. The vast majority of the people over at Flare, those builders and devs, their background was AI. So machine learning, it's gonna be really, really good. It's gonna be really, really, really good. So let me know if you guys want more crypto news or you want to hear this conversation between me and Grok V3. What's going on, Rafi? How are you, my friend? How are you? Let me share. Let me share my little conversation. Let me see if I can find it. Uh, what is he? HEE? I don't know what that is. What is HEEY? I don't know what that is. What does that mean? It's that saying, hey, I don't know. All right, let me see if I can find this conversation. I'm telling you, it was a little interesting back and forth between me and Grok 3, man. It was interesting. Uh how does it do that? Chat? See this? Yeah, there it is. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna kind of go through this stuff, just as me and Grok V3 just hanging out, having a conversation, man. It was interesting. I said, good morning. How's your day starting so far? No, I said, hi, Grok. Excuse me. CryptoCeej said, hi, Grok. Good morning. So Grok says, good morning. How's your day starting off so far? Need any help kicking it off with the bang? I said, really well. Thanks. Are you familiar with the term inflationary mechanism? Now, this all started because of Dark Horse. For some reason, I don't get his purpose in life sometimes. I really don't. Now, when he was dealing with Ripple, I understood what he was doing. But I just some of these things, I mean, he gets on Ripple for some stuff sometimes, and I'm like, okay, I don't understand. But I don't know. Did you guys see Dark Horse's post about the inflationary mechanisms that Flare has going on and how it's a losing proposition and blah blah blah, all this stuff? Did you guys see that post? Let me check. Let me check with the community before I go on. Did you see these posts? Did you see the post from Dark Horse move accordingly? He's like, question Flare's existence. Why do it exist? They don't have a model. This inflation is killing everything, all that stuff. Move accordingly says, hope all is well with everyone. Appreciate you checking in. Move accordingly. Life is great, bro. Alex Eats in the building. What's good, Alex Eat? Cryptos are juicy, says Alex Eat, but my wife don't let me buy crypto anymore. Yeah, I hear you, bro. So, all right, Flare. So, Move accordingly said you didn't see the tweets from a dark horse. All right, I'm gonna share one of them. What's going on, the Mystique Aristocrat? How are you, brother? Appreciate you checking in, guys. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That would be super, super cool. All right, so I don't want to lose the chat, so let's do this. Let's go here and let's do this. Let's go here. Let's see if I can find. I'm trying to get what's the point, bro? Where are you going with this? And I posted about it. Okay, maybe I should just go to my thing because I posted about it. I'll probably find it sooner. I don't know if that would be a post. That would be a post and not a reply. I don't know. Yeah, here it is right here. I said this whole post is, well, what should I read first? Let me read his post. He says, Flare, Flare's AVS staking built on a lie, Ponzi, or just bad economics. After marketing a fully launched network in January, after marketing a fully launched network in January of 2023, a fully launched network, he's saying that the network was fully launched in January of 2023. Fully launched network. Huh. In January of 2023. Huh. Interesting. Flare quietly introduced 5% inflation. Quietly introduced 5% inflation, minting 1.75 billion FLR a year to fund staking. To fund the staking. So this minting, they never disclosed this before the launch. All three of those sentences are just an absolute incorrectness. I won't say it's a lie. Now they've built an AVS model that depends entirely on this inflation to survive. They are literally using that lie to pay for staking. He's saying that Flare Networks is lying. Bottom line, at best, Flare was economically irresponsible in how they disclosed inflation. At worst, they misled investors by launching a system that required future inflation to survive, and now are using that inflation to fund the ABS staking. Ponzi warning signals, new FLR pays stakers instead of real revenue. If new stakers don't enter, inflation collapses value. Without real demand for ABS, rewards are just token dilution. Flare's transaction activity is mostly within its own ecosystem. No real economic inflow. They created a staking system that cannot exist without printing new FLR. If that stops, the entire thing collapses. We'll probably cover this post from Dark Horse in our X spaces that I'm a guest in tomorrow. They created a staking system that cannot exist without printing new FLR. If that stops, the entire thing collapses. The deeper issue, Flare's misleading economics. Investors were told Flare was fully launched. But in reality, they needed inflation to keep staking alive. If Flare always knew it needed 5% inflation, this wasn't disclosed. Why wasn't this disclosed before the launch? Transaction fees, AVA's revenue remained too low to sustain staking. AVA's, we don't even have this yet. Transaction fees and AVS revenue remain too low to sustain staking without continuous token dilution. You get the point of this whole nonsense? This whole, like, I'm sick. I'm gonna try to get through it. The entire ABS model is now built on inflation, not real economic activity, and the initial lie to all investors. Counter arguments why it might not be a Ponzi. Proof of stake chains often start with inflationary rewards. Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche did the same. Flare's ABS model mirrors EigenLayer, which uses restaking for additional security. More bridges, DeFi apps, and enterprise clients could increase real revenue. The FTSO, Oracle, and AVS services are in early stages. Demand could grow. But these are just what ifs, right? He says these are just what ifs. Until Flare proves it can replace inflation rewards with real revenue, it's just kicking the can down the road. The real question, can Flare build adoption fast enough? All right, so that's just all I could stand, right? So is he trying? Is he again? Let me share what I said. This whole post is one big what if scenario. What is your point, bro? What's the point? Every startup has to one, survive, and two, then execute. You sound like a short seller trying to pitch to its boss. If you're truly concerned about lies, minting, and printing in order to survive or validate its existence, why not wax poetically on X every day about the Federal Reserve Act, the central banking system, and the banking cartel. Maybe your time would be better served applauding Hugo and Flare Networks for trying to build a blockchain and ecosystem that aspires to reach crypto's real ethos, true decentralization, true scalability, and true security. I mean, how did Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and even Dogecoin ever make it? They all at one time had to figure out this inflationary mechanism at one stage of their blockchain's existence. Then I joked with him here. I said, then to top it off, you bring in my big bro, Grok V3. That's my big bro right now. I can't wait to share our conversation from this morning with you. Hint, hint, data is the new oil and AI are a match made in heaven. So like, is it like the duck? What is it? The duck? Is it the duck or the person just going around screaming, the sky is falling? I don't know if that was a duck or a bird or a goose or what was it? What's going on with that post? Like, you're just stating the obvious. Are you what? I don't understand it. But I know this can come across as FUD. He does offer counter arguments in his post. But my point is, why are you calling Flare Networks and saying that they lying and they didn't disclose inflation? Why? It's not truth. The documents talked about the inflation. I don't think this is about trying to engage in intelligent back and forth. This is about spreading fear. Every ecosystem deals, but again, I mentioned it, blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Dogecoin, they all have to deal with their inflationary model and they pivot and they all did it. And yet they're now multi-billion dollars, not tens of billions of dollars, in market cap ecosystems, right? Like you gotta get the bigger picture. I don't understand why post this when you mentioned that Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin had to do the same thing. So they have to do the same thing. They had to. So why bring it up? I don't get it. Is it for education? You trying to make people more aware of how things work, how how startup blockchains become successful blockchains? Is that the point? Because you don't state it in here. You keep saying that they lied, that they have no revenue. It's just like, bro, what's the point? What is your point? What's the point behind this post? Are you trying to sound an alarm? Investors beware. What is the point? What's your point, bro? That's what I'm trying to find out. I don't know. It was just like just on and on and on about the obvious. It's just like, I mean, you got to survive as a startup. You got to execute on your promises, just like Ethereum had to, and just like Solana had to, right? But Grok V3 reminds us. I'm telling you, I got to share this conversation with you guys. Move accordingly, because this thing, I'm telling you, just all right. Let's get back to it. But this is where my whole conversation and the reason for my conversation with Grok started. It started from that post from Dark Horse. Again, what's your point, bro? Dark Horse, what's your point? All right. So I said, need any help kicking it off with a bang? Good morning. How's your day starting off? I said, really well, thanks, Grok. Are you familiar with the term inflationary mechanisms in crypto? Grok says, glad to hear your day's going well. Yep, I'm familiar with inflationary mechanisms in crypto. In the context of cryptocurrency, it refers to the processes built into a blockchain protocol that increase the supply of tokens or coins over time. Think of it like over time. Think of it like a system that prints new crypto, similar to how a central bank might increase the money supply in traditional finance, but it's all coded into the network's rules for some who didn't understand the inflationary mechanism. For example, some cryptocurrencies use inflationary mechanisms to reward participants, like miners or validators who keep the network running. Bitcoin early on had this with its block rewards, where new coins are minted every time a block is added, though that reward halves over time. So they're saying that the whole mining thing is a form of inflationary mechanism. Others, like Dogecoin, just keep adding new coins at a steady rate with no cap, making them inherently inflationary. Yet, Dogecoin is what, 4 or 5 in total cryptocurrency market cap. You understand? The idea is often to incentivize activity and ensure there's enough currency circulating to support the ecosystem. On the flip side, if the supply grows faster than demand, it can dilute the value of each coin. So you recognize the problem. And what do you do as a startup to tackle the problem? Basic supply and demand stuff, he says here. So that's why some projects balance it with things like transaction fees or other deflationary tricks. Does that line up with what you were thinking, or did you have a specific angle in mind? I said, yes, it does. Can you think of any blockchains that currently have it? He says, you're asking about blockchains with inflationary mechanism, right? Based on what we've discussed, these are systems where the token supply increases over time, often to reward network participants like miners or validators. Let's look at a few examples that are doing this as of now, February 23rd, 2025. Ethereum is a big one. Even though it shifted to proof of stake with the merge back in 2022 and introduced fee burning via the EIP 1559, it's still inflationary overall. New ETH is issued to validators as staking rewards. And while burns offset some of that, the supply typically grows slowly. Think around 0.5% to 1% annually in recent years, depending on network activity. The exact rate fluctuates, but it's designed to keep validators incentivized. Grok goes on to say, then there's Dogecoin. It's a classic example. No supply cap, just a steady stream of new coins. And they're talking about a Dogecoin ETF. Anyhow, it adds about 10,000 Doge per minute, roughly 5 billion per year as block rewards for miners. That's been its thing since the cap was removed in 2014, keeping it inflationary to encourage spending and use over hoarding, to encourage spending and use over holding it. Interesting. Did you know that? Move accordingly? I didn't know that. So Solana's another one worth mentioning. It starts with an inflation rate around 8% annually, which decreases by 15% each year until it stabilizes at 1.5% inflation long term. Right now, it's still in that higher range, probably closer to 4 to 5% after recent updates like the SIMD 96, which bumped rewards to validators. The idea is to bootstrap network security and participation early on. Polkadot does it too. It targets 10% annual inflation rate, though it's just dynamically based on how much Polkadot is staked. If staking drops below 50%, inflation rises to encourage more staking. If it's above, rewards shifts move toward the treasury. It's a flexible system to balance security and growth. These are just a handful. Plenty of blockchains use inflation to keep things humming. Any specific one you're curious about? Ask Grok. I said, yep. Any thoughts on Flare Network's inflationary mechanism? Given the fact that the three above blockchains managed to not only survive, but become top crypto blockchains. Grok says, you're curious about Flare Network's inflationary mechanism and how they stack up, especially since blockchains like Ethereum, Doge, and Solana have thrived with their own versions of inflation. Let's unpack Flare's approach and see what makes it tick or might make it tick differently. You guys follow along? Flare's inflationary mechanism is tied to its core mission, incentivizing decentralized data provision and network security. Unlike Ethereum, which uses staking rewards, or Dogecoin's endless mining rewards, Flare mints new FLR tokens at a starting rate that's been adjusted over time. As of mid-2024, it's set at 5% of the available supply annually, capped at 5 billion FLR, down from an initial 10%. This inflation isn't just thrown into circulation willy-nilly. It's split, with 70% going to Flare time series Oracle data providers, the FTSOs, and their delegators, 20% to validators, and 10% to state connector attestation providers. The goal? Keep the network humming with accurate price feeds and cross-chain data, which is Flare's big selling point for interoperability. Now, compare that to the trio you mentioned. Ethereum's inflation has shrunk post-merge, often flirting with deflation when fee burns outpace issuance, sometimes as low as 0.5% net growth yearly. It's a balancing act that's worked because of massive adoption and utility. It's a balancing act that worked because of massive adoption and utility in DeFi and NFTs. Dogecoin, which is 5 billion new coins yearly, thrives on simplicity and community hype, not complex mechanics. Its inflation rate hovers around 3 to 4% now, but dilutes value with a cap. Yet it is still a top dog thanks to memes and loyalty. Solana's 8% starting rate, which is now closer to 4 to 5%, drops 15% annually towards 1.5%, fueling validated rewards in a high-speed ecosystem that's won over developers and traders with performance. Flare's twist is that its inflation directly supports its data oracle niche. The FTSO rewards data providers for delivering accurate feeds. Think decentralized Chainlink vibes. Think decentralized Chainlink vibes. While staking and attestation keep the network secure and connection to other chains, it's a clever way to bootstrap utility especially for F assets, which is bringing non-smart contract coins like XRP or Bitcoin to DeFi. This is Grok, by the way, saying all this. But here's the rub. The initial 100 billion FLR supply plus inflation gets tempered by Flare Drop's 24.2 billion FLR distributed over 36 months to the WFLR holders, which dilutes immediate market flooding. Still, if external demand, say for an F asset or DApps, doesn't ramp up fast enough, that 5% could weigh on FLR's value, much like Dogecoin's in the supply test. Supply test is price resilience, right? Identifying the challenges, the problems there, and then once you've addressed them, you discover them, once you discover them, you can now address them. You can attack them. You can find out the issues and challenges, just like Ethereum early days. You understand? Grok goes on to say, what's promising is Flare's adaptability. The community slashed inflation from 10% to 7% in 2023, then to 5% in 2024, showing governance can pivot. There's even chatter on X about FLR potentially turning deflationary if transaction burns, fees, and unclaimed tokens outstrip issuance. Say if usage spikes 5x, that's a big if, quote unquote, but it mirrors Ethereum's burn success. Unlike Solana's validator-driven growth or Dogecoin's meme-fueled staying power, Flare's survival hinges on its data and interoperability bet paying off. I like that. Flare's survival hinges on its data and interoperability bet paying off. If it becomes the go-to bridge for XRP, Bitcoin, and others in DeFi, that inflation could feel like a small price to pay for a thriving ecosystem. So Flare's inflationary mechanism isn't wild compared to the big three. It's purposeful, adjustable, and tied to a unique vision. Whether it joins their ranks depends on execution. Surprise, surprise. Can it attract enough users to justify the new FLR flowing in? The others survive by finding their grooves. Ethereum's utility, Dogecoin's charm, Solana's speed. Flare's groove might just be its data bridge. Then it asked me a question. Any thoughts on if that niche can carry it to the top? That asked me the question. But let me get back to the chat. It's a little interesting conversation, a little back and forth, is it not? Little interesting conversation back and forth. I thought, well, isn't that interesting? This little conversation back and forth with me and Grok. What do you guys think about that conversation thus so far? Let me know in the chat. What are you guys thinking about that conversation? And if you're watching this video live streaming on repeat, let me know what you think in the comments of the video. And I still got more to go. That's a little bit back and forth. And it's interesting to get Grok V3 asking my thoughts in our conversation. Move Accordingly says it's an eye-opener. Yes, indeed. Pookie's working out. Don't drop no weights, John, to get to my questions, bro. Alex Zeed, are you on the road, brother? What do you guys think about that little conversation between me and Grok V3 right now? What say you, 40 Acres Homestead? It's an interesting conversation, don't you think? Interesting. Flare Networks would love to see this conversation, I think. I'm going to share. I'm going to do my best to share this on X. I'm not great with X and stuff. I'm not great with, posting this I don't know. Very informative, says Move Corner. Yeah, interesting back and forth. I love the fact that it's asking me my thoughts on it as well. So let me get back. Let me get back to it. Let me get back to it. All right. It says, so I said, I'm going to read this part again because I think this paragraph is awesome. So Flair's inflationary mechanism isn't wow compared to the big three. It's purposeful, adjustable, and tied to a unique vision. Whether it joins their race depends on execution. Can it attract enough users to justify the new FLR flowing in? The others survived by finding their groove. Ethereum's utility, Dogecoin's charm, Solana's speed. Flare's groove might just be its data bridge. It says, any thoughts on if that niche can carry it to the top? I said, yes, I believe that niche, and I believe that niche, and it will carry it. I believe that niche, and it will carry it to the top. Data is the new oil. What are your thoughts? I asked Rob. He says, you're betting Flair's data-driven niche will rocket it to the top. And I love the data is the new oil angle. It's a sharp way to frame it. Let's riff on that and see where Flair's inflationary mechanism fits into the big picture. Data as oil means it's a resource everyone needs. But it's only valuable when refined and delivered right. Flare's FTSO, and State Connector are like the rigs and pipelines, pulling in decentralized price feeds and cross-chain info, then pumping it out to DApps and F assets. Do you understand? Grok knows, baby. Grok knows. It's still going to depend upon execution, but it's the vision. It's daring greatly that people are missing because they're just still focused on the price. Anyhow, let me read that again. Data as oil means it's a resource everyone needs, but it's only valuable when refined and delivered right. Flare's FTSO and state connectors are like the rigs and pipelines, pulling in decentralized price feeds and cross-chain info, then pumping it out to DApps and F assets. That 5% annual inflation capped at 5 billion FLR isn't just fluff. It's the fuel paying data providers and validators to keep the system flowing. If Flare nails this, it could be the go-to refinery. For chains like XRP, Bitcoin, or even Doge that lack native smart contracts, unlocking them for DeFi. Imagine XRP holders minting FXRP to earn yield. That's a killer use case. If adoption kicks in. This is why we say, let me get back to the chat. Are you freaking participating? This is why we have that as the mantra for the channel. Even Grok knows. Do you understand what I'm saying? By the way, all the AI experts are saying, all the AI experts are saying that Grok V3 has surpassed all the AIs. Do you understand? You understand the bigger picture? The definition of vision is seeing it before the masses see it. It's seeing it before the masses see it. This is what Flare has done. They have to execute it on it. They have to execute on it just like any other blockchain in crypto and DAO associated with the blockchain in crypto or governance associated. They got to execute. Of course. Of course they got to execute. That's why in its current stage, it's in my 10% bucket because they still have to execute. You understand? But imagine having no investment in FLR. You're taking higher risk, in my view, or in Luca Delana's view, in Nicholas Talib's view, in Guy Spare's view. You understand? Don't be don't be misled by looking at CoinGecko and looking at charts and prices. You got to understand the bigger picture. You have to have an ability to see 4 and 5 and 10 years out. But you invest accordingly. You invest in quarterly. The 90-10 adjust accordingly as it goes from 1 year to the next year, and from the second year to the third year, and from the third year to the fourth year, from the fourth year to the fifth year. You adjust accordingly. But in the CryptoCeej home, you don't not take a bet. You take a bet and a promise. You can't have a dream come true if you don't have a dream. If you don't have a dream, then you can't have a dream come true, right? Listen to me, friends. Yesterday's promises are today's reality. Do you understand? Yesterday's dreams are today's reality. This is what I see here. Will they have to execute? Of course, they will have to execute. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's why we have a 90-10 bucket. It's this 10% promise that is awesome. The 90% is a realized promise. It's come to fruition. The 10%, it's this, and this 10% is some stuff with major promise. Rick Cisneros, what's going on, bro? He says, CJ, I love it because Grok 3, it is as reinforced learning mechanics, like it wants to learn to get smarter. Grok 3 is unbelievable smart, and it would only get smarter. Wow, 1,000%. That's 1,000%. That's why it's asking for my thoughts and feedback. It's genius. It really is. I can't wait to share this on X. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to share it. I don't know how to share it. I think I can copy something and share it somehow. But I will be sharing this on the spaces tomorrow for sure. All right, let's get back to it. Yeah, I'm on some space. I'm on a space with Whale 589 and Steve. These guys, I think, are like Flare folks or something. Like they're Flare community members or something. I just, yeah, I don't know them enough to speak on who they are, but Yeah, Steve invited me to get on that Spaces. All right, so all right, so where did I, okay. Yeah, what did let me, I don't remember where I left off. All right. Oh, there it is right there. That's where I left off. I mean, I'm gonna read this paragraph again. I mean, I just love it. So forgive me for doing this, but I just love this part. Data as oil means it's a resource everyone needs, but it's only valuable when refined and delivered right. That's execution, fam. Flare's FTSO and State Connector are like the rigs and pipelines, pulling in decentralized price fees and cross-chain info, then pumping it out to the DApps and F assets. That 5% annual inflation, which is capped at 5 billion FLR, isn't just fluff. It's the fuel paying data providers and validators to keep the system flowing. If Flare nails this, if Flare nails this, it could be the go-to refinery for chains like XRP, Bitcoin, or even Doge that lack native smart contracts, unlocking them for DeFi. Imagine XRP holders minting FXRP to earn yield. That's a killer use case if adoption kicks in. Compare that to the big dogs we talked about. Ethereum's data oil is smart contract ecosystem, tons of it, but it's diluted. But it's diluted by complexity and gas cost, even post merge. Its inflation, 0.5 to 1% net, is low, but it's already gushing value from sheer scale. This is why some people still have a challenge with the Ethereum free pass. Dogecoin's got no data oil. It's more like a collectible barrel of moonshine. With 3 to 4% inflation just keeping the party going. But what's going to happen with the F Doge and how that's going to work? What's that going to do for Doge? It's going to be interesting to see. Solana's high speed pipes churn out 4 to 5% inflation now, heading to 1.5%, but its strength is raw throughput, not specialized data like Flare's. Flare's edge is precision. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. Remember when they walked away from the other bridging thing? Remember that move accordingly? People lost their mind. Flare's edge is precision. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. That 70% of inflation going to the FTSO data providers could make it the most reliable decentralized Oracle hub out there. Chainlink's got competition if Flare scales. And with governance tweaking inflation 10% to 5% already, it's got room to adapt. Maybe even flip deflationary, like Ethereum, if burns take off. X post lately hint at F asset hype building, FXRP trials in 2024. Let me read that again. X post lately hint at F asset hype building. FXRP trials in 2024 had decent buzz. had decent buzz, so the demand might just match the supply. Here's the catch, though. The catch. Oil is only king if the world runs on it. Flare needs devs and users to buy into its data vision fast, or that 5% inflation could flood a market with no takers, tanking FLR like cheap crude. Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Solana had first mover luck or raw appeal. Flare's got to prove its niche isn't a luxury, but a necessity. How many times have I said that in the live stream? Flare has got to get to it. They got to get out into the market and educate how important this data, decentralized data, is. They got to get out into the marketplace. It's not enough to just have an awesome thing. You got to be able to get it to the market. You got to be able to communicate it effectively so that people get it. And it can't be just devs. It's got to be the users. Blair's got to prove its niche isn't a luxury, but a necessity. If data really is the new oil and Flare becomes the OPEC of cross-chain DeFi, you're spot on. It's top tier bound. Do you understand? This is Grok. I would say it's got a shot if it executes flawlessly and rides the interoperability wave. Then it asked me a question. What do you think the next big catalyst for Flare might be? Do you understand what's going on right now, fam? Do you understand? And in my view, right now, when I think January 23rd, raw new blockchain, when I check the participation levels, when I check it, it's to me, it's already greater than a chain like the XRPL that has been around for since 2012. That's 12-year head start. And in my view, the participation on the on Flare is greater than that already in 1 year. The proof is in the numbers. You got 5, 6, 7 projects on Flare Network within a year. Useful dApps that you and I can participate in a year. Not NFTs, not metaverse. Do you understand? I mean, look, again, I'm going to say it again. The definition of vision is seeing it before the masses see it. Helen Keller said, was asked the question, what's worse than not having sight? She said, having sight, but no vision. Do you understand? You just got to invest in accordingly. But you can't have a dream come true if you don't have a dream. If you don't have a dream, then you can't have a dream come true. It's not hard. This stuff is easy. This stuff is easy. Move accordingly. Rick Cisnero, you're a smart guy, bro. I'm gonna read your thing here in just a second. The Muskegon aristocrat says, "What's Grok pro?" What's Grok's price prediction for FLR in 2025? I did ask it that. I did not ask you that because I'm not, for me, I'm not concerned about. I'm concerned about the price in 2028, 2029, or even more so 2026 and 27, if you know what I'm saying. Do you understand? Rick Cisneros says, CJ, I have an idea about this article. Make a separate video on this article. Make a separate video on this live stream or a regular video. Make a separate video on this article only and say in headline, Grok 3 thinks Flare token can dominate DeFi in the future. That's it. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. Let me do this. Man, am I doing a video or live stream on that one? But I'm telling you, that's good stuff. But you understand the back and forth? Do you understand it? How the back and forth is working there? That felt like a dude who understands talking to me. And because I'm a dude who understands, I'm answering his questions, her questions, its questions. You understand what's going on there? I'm not telling people to go buy FLR. What I'm suggesting is that you read books, okay? You read books like Ergodicity. You read books like the Journey of a Value Investor by Guy Spear. You read books like by Ergodicity by Luca Delana and educate yourself. You know, this whole notion of getting on X for your education is not enough, bro. It's not enough. This is the trade of of 3 lifetimes we're in right now. We're in the trade of 3. It's a generational trade. You can't just rely on YouTube and X and Discords and Telegram. We're on a journey of becoming a sophisticated investor. This is what we're doing right now. Without a need for a college education or being an accredited investor nonsense. This is the opportunity that we've been desperately clamoring for. You can't take it lightly. All right, let me get back to this thing here. So, Grok asked me, the CryptoCeej, what do you think the next big catalyst for Flare might be? Grok V3 asked me these things. I said, hey, Rick Cisneros, I said, without question, it's AI. Grok says you're calling AI the next big catalyst for Flare, and that's a bold, exciting take. Let's dig into why that could light a fire under its data-driven model and inflationary setup. AI thrives on data. How many times have you heard Hugo say that? If you're paying attention. AI thrives on data. Massive, clean, real-time streams of it. Dark horse. I know you're concerned about revenue, how they're going to create revenue, and how they're going to get people to use Flare's FTSOs. I know you're concerned genuinely. AI thrives on data. Massive, clean, real-time streams of it. Flare's FTSO already pumps out decentralized price feeds. And we just had a FIP proposal that's adding more feeds of different variances or varieties, I should say. Flare's FTSO already pumps out decentralized price feeds, and a stake connector grabs cross-chain info, making it a potential gold mine for AI apps needing reliable inputs. Do you understand? Do you understand why Hugo said casually that FSX is probably the smallest value add to Flare networks? He said it's probably the smallest value add to the Flare networks ecosystem, the F assets. Do you understand? All right, let me read that again. Flare's FTSO already pumps out decentralized price feeds, and its stake connector grabs cross-chain info, making it a potential gold mine for AI apps needing reliable inputs. I have a feeling that Virtual's protocol is going to somehow hook up with Flare networks. I don't know, but I have a feeling. Picture this, says Grok. AI models predicting market moves or optimizing DeFi strategies, pulling live data from Flare's oracles. XRP prices, Bitcoin liquidity, whatever, without trusting some centralized API that could flake out. I I I don't know what else can be said here. That 5% inflation, 70% to FTOS providers, could scale up to reward more data crunchers as AI demand spikes, keeping the network humming. Think about FSS2. AI could supercharge their use. Say an AI driven trading bot minting FXRP or FBTC to arbitrage across chains, leaning on Flare's infrastructure. And XRP entertaining content creators say, I just can't pull myself to talk about Flare. Know your teachers, fam. It's an important lesson. Know your teachers. Grok again says this. Think about F assets too. AI could supercharge their use. Say an AI driven trading bot minting FXRP or FBTC to arbitrage across chains, leaning on Flare's infrastructure. If AI devs start building on Flare because it's the easiest way to get trustless, interoperable data, that's a feedback loop. More usage, more fees, maybe even enough burns to offset inflation and flip it net negative like Ethereum's best days. X chatter has been hot on AI and crypto combos lately. Sure has. Just ask Ijaz. Sure has. Flare's quiet positioning could catch that wave. Flare's quiet positioning could catch that way. The big three we talked about, Ethereum's got AI dApps already, but its general purpose sprawl means it's not laser focused like Flare could be. Dogecoin's a non-starter, fun, but no AI juice. Solana's speed could host AI, but it's not built for Flare's cross-chain data niche. Flare's play is specialized. Right? We talk about that, the blue ocean strategy. If AI needs an oil well of blockchain data, Flare's got the thrill. Flare has got the drill. If AI needs an oil well of blockchain data, Flare's got the drill. The hitch is adoption speed. AI is moving fast. Think LLM scale leaps. But Flare's got the hustle to be the go-to before bigger players pivot. A killer app like an AI Oracle marketplace or a cross-chain AI trading platform could be the spark. If Flare nails that, your data is oil bet plus AI could make it a top contender. Which kind of AI use case do you see igniting first? Yeah, and I think I said DeFi, so I got another one coming as well. Let me get to the chat. I don't. If your mind's not blown now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what more I can do. You think I should ask that? Rick Cisneros says this, CJ. You need to ask Grok, can you make an AI agent to find yield in the Flare system to make me money while I sleep? That's a good one. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that and see what it comes up with. I hope I don't have to do any type of coding. I hope I can just literally just type in that question. You got some great ideas, bro. Do you understand what's going on right now? Uh, this is back and forth between me and Grok V3. Anything sound, I don't know. What do you think about AIs? Do you sometimes think it's just spitting out info or just it just gives you data that there's no, I don't know, human element of thought provoking? These are some of the challenges you think about when you think about AI. That's not what I was getting when I was having this conversation with Grok V3. This video is not promoting Grok V3, but it's amazing how it sees what we all see about Flare. It's amazing to me. I mean, think about this last statement. I mean, it was Grok saying this and thinking this. I mean, think about this. When it said here, think about F assets too. AI could supercharge their use. Say an AI-driven trading bot minting FXRP or Bitcoin to arbitrage across chains, leaning on Flare's infrastructure. He says, if AI devs start building on Flare because it's the easiest way to get trustless, interoperable data, that's a feedback loop. more uses, more fees, maybe even enough burns to offset inflation and flip it net negative, like Ethereum's best days. Chatter on Twitter, has been hot on AI and crypto combinations lately. Flares quietly, Flare is quietly positioning, could catch that wave. It's interesting stuff. It really is. And I'm going to share my DeFi combo. It said, because Grok V3 said, what kind of AI use case do you see igniting it first? At first, it says. I said, well, I see AI and DeFi as a perfect match and an awesome killer app. What do you think? But I'm going to hop off here. I just wanted to share this conversation with you. I'll continue it on maybe later on tonight. That's interesting stuff there. Shout out to Grok V3. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That would be really, really cool. If you didn't get a chance to do so, no worries. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash that like button. Then come back and hang out with the CryptoCeej and fam. Me and Grok V3 having an awesome conversation, a little back and forth about Flare networks, AI, crypto, inflationary mechanisms, and the likes. Pretty cool back and forth, don't you think? Excited I was able to share with the CryptoCeej fam first before I share this on X. I feel like maybe I need to just share this and just DM Hugo because I believe he DM'd me one time about be wary of some scammers. I think he did DM me. Yep. Would that be too not great if I posted this whole conversation? All right, so she did it. Okay, was it Hugo or was it Amy? Oh, maybe it's just yeah. Let me see something here. Maybe I should just put this in a DM. Let's see. Can I there's no there is no clip on here. Uh hmm, there is no clip, but I could copy it. I should be able to do that. Think. Let me see. Where am I at? I think. Shoot, I messed up. I got out of my conversation. Let me get back to my convo. There it is. I don't know how much of this I want to copy though. Um, should I do last to first? So it comes out the right way? What's this? I think. So if I purse the last one, no, I should do the first one, I guess, and just keep posting, huh? I think that's how I should do it. But I have to go here. I think I'm, I think. Hold on, forgive me. We'll see if they read it. We'll see if they read it. All right, so there it is. I did my best here. Life Pillars is in the building. What's good, CJ? What's good with you, bro? Life is great, bro. Rick says, send it to Hugo. Remember, this could give Hugo's mind new direction on Flare to help extend Flare's capabilities. Yep. Yep. There it is. So I sent it to, I think that's Hugo or maybe I don't know. But they DM me once about, scammers. And so I'm going to use that particular messaging thread to message them that. So there it is, fam. I appreciate you guys checking in for sure. A happy Monday to each and every one of you. I'm going to share this. Well, I don't know if I should share it on X yet. Let's see if Hugo responds. See if Hugo responds. So, but anyway, that's an awesome one. And you're right. I'm going to take you up on that advice, Rick. I'm going to do a video on just that article alone. I just need to know if I'm going to do a live stream or a video, like record a video or do a live stream. What do you guys think? Record a video or do a live stream? What do you guys think? Great stuff from Grok V3. I enjoyed that for sure. I got to figure out more things to do. I'm going to take both of your pointers, Rick. I am going to do a video. I'm going to do a video or a live stream just on that article. And I'm going to ask it about that DeFi and Flare as well. Because I'm really curious to see what it might say. Is it gonna pick liquidity pools on Spark Decks? Is it gonna suggest Steel Protocol or Cyclo? I'm wondering what kind of DeFi strategy it might come up with. So you're saying make a video. So all right, so I'll record a video instead of a live stream because I get in the live streams. I'm all over the place in my live stream. I'm just hanging out with the fam in my live streams. So there it is, Life Pillars. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't see this, if you didn't catch this conversation back and forth with me and Grok V3 Life Pillars, you definitely want to go to the beginning of the video so make sure you get every bit of it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome stuff. Thoroughly enjoyed that conversation. Thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, I got to do my boy Pookie, and I got to get to the gym, fam. Got to get to the gym. I haven't even had my first meal of the day yet. We got to figure out what's up with that as well. You're welcome, my pillars. You're welcome, my friends. Guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button on the way out. That would be really, really cool. And again, if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to, and watching the CryptoCeej, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're in a mad dash. Got a goal, big goal, 9,000 subs by the end of February. We're about 61 or 2 people away. So I know we can get there, especially with your help. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.